Warning: the Chaotic Culture Podcast is a program for mature audiences. The language and content presented in this podcast is of a mature nature that some audiences may not find suitable. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Embrace the culture, blaze the doja, grab your loved ones and bring them closer. Extra, extra, read the poster, the KKP is taking over. Sleeping on me, better smell the Folgers. I've been razor sharp since the Motorola. Off for O, like the cover Oprah. Popping bottles, feet all in the sofa. It's a celebration, though the times is hard. It's raining blessings, give it up to God. Chaotic culture, the greatest pod. With Ked the Pro, the one in charge, but it's a celebration. Times is hard, it's raining blessings, give it up to God. Chaotic culture, the greatest pod. With Ked the Pro, the one in charge.
We're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture.
Alright, so I definitely thoroughly enjoyed this weekend. Super Bowl was an excellent game. Halftime was cool. It was more than cool, it was lit. We're going to talk about that in just a brief second. In the meantime, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, the pod where chaos rules and black culture is elevated and embraced. This podcast will deep dive into modern black culture and how millennials and Gen Z can navigate the crazy parts, from finances, music, black business highlights, home ownership, HBCUs, sports, black nerddom, anime. We cover all that and everything in between. Live from the 7-5, I'm the host and creator of the Chaotic Culture Podcast, your boy Ked the Pro, a.k.a. the Calculator Millennial, a.k.a. the Cutlass Diamond, a.k.a. don't be pushing on my buttons in my cutlass unless you cut, a.k.a. Panthers favorite, Toxic Adjacent King. The 843 is me, VA is where I stay, always chaotic, never toxic. Back again, once again, just happy to be here with everybody and happy to be able to record another episode. If you tuned in to last week's episode, I definitely appreciate it. That got the most listens this season. Shout out to Jazz for bringing in the numbers. We definitely appreciate you.
Yo.
And thank you, Jazz, once again for coming through and just sharing a little bit about her story. If you have not checked out the latest episode, please be sure that you do so. And be sure that you follow Jazz Bowens at The Real Jazz Hands on all of her social media. Check out the videos that she posts because her chops on a drum, they fire. I mean, I'm just saying, like, she got hands. So
She gifted, bro.
Damn sure. So definitely check her out. Check out some of her music clips, especially if you're a percussionist. I guarantee you will enjoy it. So with that, the squad is back in the building. So we're going to introduce our other co-hosts here, starting with Miss Nasa, the First Lady of the Pod. Go ahead and introduce yourself as always, ma'am.
Y'all already know what is good. It's your girl. It's the queen, honey. It's your girl, Nasa, a.k.a. Tony Noir, the female Picasso. Welcome to the station and good vibes only. Y'all already know what's good. How are y'all doing? How is your mental? How is your space? How is everybody feeling? Was everybody's week good? Because I know mine was very decent. Mine was very calming. My week was very calming. You know, can't complain.
Okay.
Can't complain.
As I said, my week was actually really good, but we'll get a little more into that. Next, of course, the first man of the pod, Law, go ahead and introduce yourself, good sir.
You already know what it is. What's going on? Good morning. It's Law, you know. Sorry for the pause. I'm just reflecting over this past weekend and just, you know, realizing that it was a good weekend. Spent time with family. Again, Super Bowl went kind of expected, unexpected in a way. Work has been work, you know. I'm on a 6-day work binge, so, you know, woo, there's that. But other than that, you know, life's good. I can't complain.
Nah, bro, I know that feeling. 6-day work weeks is trash, but I'm glad that you were able to come through. I'm glad that you enjoyed your weekend and got to spend some time with your fam. And yeah, the Super Bowl results were, for me, they were expected, but of course, I have my reasons. But before we get into that, of course, we just got to do a mental health check. I know that we said that the weekend was good and work was good, but, just want to make sure that everybody in here is really and truly okay.
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
I was sad this past week, I think. Check the date. Yeah, and my great aunt passed, and so I wasn't able to go to the funeral due to work.
Yeah.
But I just called and checked in on everyone, and just sent my love and just taking it, one day at a time. I'm hoping that if Joe Biden, Kamala Harris get their shit together and really put some implements to get the COVID-19 situation in check. I want to be able to see my family.
Listen, I would comment on that, but
it's a lot going on. Look, I
a lot more to go with that goes into that.
I understand that the previous administration was some dickheads and some dumbasses, but with everything going on now, I'm thinking that I know certain states are starting to ease those restrictions and those mandates and things like that, and certain numbers are coming down because we know that Omicron was not as deadly as the other variants. That don't make it less deadly. It just means that it wasn't as deadly, but still,
it spread quicker than the rest.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It spread like wildfire. That shit. Yeah.
Okay. Omicron
wasn't deadly, but it's sped ahead.
Sped ahead.
Sure.
Okay.
I ducked and dodged that thing twice.
Shit, me, right?
Knock on wood. But yeah. I definitely get what you're saying, though, Law. There's a lot of things that are going on in our government right now that I'm kind of a little antsy about. Like, yo, what the fuck is going on with Russia?
Like, experience World War III.
Man, I hope not. Shit.
Soviet Union edition.
That's shit, man. I'm like, yo, is he really trying to bring back the Soviet Union? It's like, is this what Putin is really trying to do? But
is he really trying to do that?
I from the looks of it, I don't know what his motives are.
People better wake up. You know what I'm saying? We already saw that they had, hands in the election and shit. Mm. So it ain't telling how much more stuff they got hands on. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. What a lot of people were worried about though is if Russia does what they about to do. The U.S. said because, the country that they're about to invade, Ukraine, is not part of NATO technically. It's not like another world war would happen unless their friends, a.k.a. China, decides to invade Taiwan. Then it's like, okay, now we about to really get into a world war at that
Russia
point.
owe China some coins? I think
everybody. Who doesn't owe China coin, man?
Again, I said this before. Who does the Earth owe? Because goddamn, it seems like everybody owes everybody something. And who are we paying it back to?
China.
That is a good question.
But China's in debt to who? Mother Earth. Why you think they tried to make an artificial sun? Come on, it's coming full circle. Conspiracy theory.
I was gonna say conspiracy theory agenda.
I low key feel like this, like how the world started off. We shouldn't have never. We should have never created exchange, because like people are getting real greedy.
The barter system. That should have never been.
That should have.
Well, I have some rice. Well, I have a couple deer. Exchange.
The exchange, because now we've reached to a point where everybody owes somebody something.
And
I have
wants
skin.
something too.
Everybody wants something.
Yeah.
I have a heart. Exchange.
I'm a couple $1 trillion in debt, but hey.
And it's all boiling down to greed. Greed runs the world, especially with some
500,000 cadavers over here. Mm-hmm. I'm in debt. $20 trillion.
I got a couple, 2,000 vessels that you can use. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot going on. I'm hopeful that the worst doesn't happen, but we can only wait and see. It ain't like we can do much about it. We ain't in the government, so. Anyway,
defund the government.
No, sometimes low-key I wish, I low-key, there was a cis and removing a cis.
Yeah. Cease and desist.
A cease and desist with the government, a flag on the plate. Flag
Hey, stop for a minute, y'all. What are y'all doing?
Stop
Get
for a
y'all-
minute.
get
Like,
yourself
we can,
together.
if everybody had like a little pause button, pause. Like on the government,
Do a statewide.
a statewide pause.
Yep.
Well, actually, I don't know about that because I think that's the only thing holding it back from like really hitting the fan. Like, if y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Speaking of government issues, of course, I didn't want to get into too much into the government talk, but I just got to once again I got to call our new governor, Mr. Glenn Youngkin. He just or AKA dumbass, because I don't get why so many. Well, actually, you know what? A lot. I do know why Republicans do this, because anybody that has an R behind their name, they're going to vote for. But I do not understand why some people think that, because he ran a business, he can run for governor, or he could be mayor, or he could be the president of the United States of America. Trump.
Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth, and it was burning.
Yeah.
I
I don't understand why people think that, because they ran a business, they can run a country.
Especially with no political background.
Exactly. Now, if you had ran a business and then you had become like maybe how you were in the House of Representatives for a few years, or maybe you were in the Senate for a couple years, or maybe you were a mayor for maybe a few years, I might give you okay, but to be governor immediately after running a business, or president after immediately running a business and running it badly at that.
I personally feel like the reason why people want business people in the office is because they think that America is a business.
Yeah, capitalism. Runs
Capitalism.
So I don't know if y'all have seen the trailer.
Who's better at advising capitalism than a business?
I guess so. But
I mean, I don't know if y'all seen, and it kind of plays into what we finna talk about. These new movies. Keke Palmer is the main character in this movie called Alice, and it's based upon a slave who was still a slave in 1973, I think it was.
Is this Kindred? Is the show called Kindred?
No, the name of the movie is Alice.
Oh, okay.
If y'all haven't seen the trailer, give that a look. But the fact that, even after slavery was abolished, you still had different places down south that were still continuing said practices. And she basically went back to get back to her master. So what y'all saying is this is one and the same. Like, why do we think that businesses can be or business owners are inept to be able to run things in the government and local politics? It's because you keep the rich rich, keep the poor poor.
Yep.
Like, at the end of the day, if you were to go in and give the funding to the places of poverty and that suffer from, food deserts and all this other things, that's taking a lot of money out of rich white folks' pockets. Which is why we have to continue to push the black rhetoric of a black Wall Street, black banks, black doctors, black lawyers, black teachers.
Because they're trying really hard to hold on. They're trying hard to hold on.
The moment that we can actually start being on a Wakandan front, that's when shit will change. But until then, we're just going to keep being in a tug of war of, we're on top. No, we're on top. Like, and I got a tidbit to say about the Super Bowl, too. Because it all plays into each other.
Well, speaking of which, before we get into Super Bowl talk, I gotta talk about a certain celebrity.
And he doesn't help.
Yeah. Just to the artist formerly known as Kanye West, who I guess is now going by Ye. My boy Ye. I don't understand exactly what's going on with dude. But in the beginning, I've always said that Kardashian curse is real. Now, regardless of regardless if Kim is like the direct influence of it or not, is something else. Just because Kanye has been having these issues ever since his mom passed, and he might have had them beforehand. I don't know. the deep ends of his backstory. But
Well, can we really say it's the Kardashian curse? Like, what's going on? Well, what's going on with Ray J?
well,
Is he the one that made it out? Mr. I hit it first.
Mr. I hit it first. I think he's the only one that made it out.
the only one that made it out.
I honestly think he's the only one that made it out.
The
Everybody
real
else
life
went
representation of Get Out.
Everyone else stayed
Or has been
and
scathed.
has been in that sunken place.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Everyone else.
Hey,
has
we
been
on
in
to
that
something this episode.
Okay, listen. And everyone else has been in that sunken place and it was never back. It was never really here afterwards.
Man.
And
I do have a question though. I do have a question. Is Kylie in? No, not Kylie, because she on the Black Train too.
I was gonna say Kylie's still with Travis Scott.
Kendall and
To our knowledge.
is Kendall and Courtney the only normal ones? That because you
really don't hear
Courtney's crazy. Courtney's crazy as a motherfucker.
No, yeah, Courtney's crazy and we'll slap Kim.
Well,
We'll
see,
be
Courtney
quick to
crazy,
slap
but Courtney
Kim.
like really minds her business, and I think Kendall Jenner also got to mind her business. Chloe, on the other hand, can't keep people from cheating on her.
I just don't know why.
I had a really bad joke, and I want to say it, but I don't want nobody to be down my throat, so I'm going to just keep my 2 cents to myself.
Yeah, I just it seems that.
Courtney and Kendall are the only ones that stay minding their business. Like,
I mean, Courtney was a mom before the whole Kardashian thing even was a thing. Yeah. And Kendall, right? Kendall was just like the underling of Kylie. Like,
yeah, she was the model. I mean,
they both were models, but Kylie went super right, and Kendall just stayed on path.
stayed the path that she stayed in her lane.
She
She stayed in her
your lane.
lane. Okay.
Yeah, meanwhile, Kylie done dropped the whole cosmetic line and shit, and was considered, I guess, one of the youngest billionaires, quote unquote. Like she didn't have money already
But I
in her
heard
pocket.
the reviews, so.
The reviews is trash. Is that what you said?
I've heard some reviews about the Kylie cosmetics. It's a little cakey. You know.
Well,
Rihanna would never.
okay.
Rihanna would never.
This would be a good time to promote my homegirl Naima. Definitely check out Cream Cosmetics here.
Okay, period.
Hey.
Okay,
Oh,
Shout out to Naima.
Damn. Naturally Bodied.
Oh, yes. Definitely shout out to Jada as well. I think she's also doing a revamp for Naturally Body, but definitely shout out to Jada because she definitely has cosmetic products for both men and women. So definitely shout out to her as well. Damn. The Kardashians and Jenners are
It's a very interesting dynamic.
I'm just to get back on
dynamic.
Kanye's thing. It's just
Not Bruce.
I'm talking about Caitlyn.
I'm so sorry.
Dog, for one, let me.
Okay.
Caitlyn Jenner, formerly known as Bruce Jenner, when Caitlyn became a woman or came out as a woman.
Like, are you gonna still call me dad, or are you gonna call me mom?
I
Definitely call him mama if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
or they just going to, hey, Caitlyn.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kate.
That ain't. Look, none of my parents are trans, so I can't really speak on that.
I don't even call.
I don't
Hey,
even
Kate.
know. I can't. I don't know that
even-
dynamic. I'm just saying that is, and no offense to anybody who was LGBTQ plus. I'm just saying I don't know that dynamic. I don't know how to react to that.
Love.
I'm pretty
all
sure
love.
if I were to experience that, I'd have to find a way. But I don't know. I can't call it. But nah, Caitlyn, she need her ass beat for different reasons. And just because she wanted to get her hands into politics, and
Yeah, people need to stop putting their hands in politics. That if you know for a fact you ain't got no real political background, please stay where you're at.
That family, now that I think about it, has fetishized the black community.
oh, they certainly have.
From mom.
To OJ.
Yeah, you took it back. Yeah, forgot about OJ. Forgot about OJ. Yeah, because I forgot her first husband was one of OJ's lawyers. I damn sure forgot about that shit. But yeah,
Mom on down to one of the
Isn't Chloe the mixed one?
I don't know. Chloe and Kim are both like Armenian. I don't know what the genders are. I don't know what they are. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if the mom Chris is in Armenian. I don't know. I really try not to pay attention.
That family's one big ass question mark.
Yeah, because it's really confusing as hell. Because
they took the rhetoric, once you go black, you never go back, to the newest and most disrespectful levels. Like,
but my thing, I low-key kind of just want to know, like, what was the purpose of the being famous? We know Kim's story. Where's everybody else's?
Everybody, shaboing boing, get the dick out your mouth. Everybody's dick riding Kim.
Like,
that's what it is.
Everybody, we know Kim's story.
I know it mainly started with Kim's father, being the high-profile lawyer that he is, but it really stemmed from them getting the media attention from Kim's sex tape. That's where at least their current media presence comes from. It stems from that, and then Kim all of a sudden getting these endorsement deals, and now Chris is in the picture,
and
then
you got
the whole family
the fashion in Miami and all that shit. Like what was it? The stores. I can't even think of the name of the store. But yeah, that's.
That would have been
Hey.
That must have been some hell of a tape.
Bro, now that you said Shaboing Boing, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that Varnell Hill clip from Martin.
Yes.
When Tommy Davis said, "The Varnell man can Shaboing Boing." I'm gonna add that clip in, bro. I'm gonna add that clip in, bro. That oh man, I loved that 2-part episode. But yeah, just to Mr. West, man, I just have to say whatever the issues that he got going on, I'm just gonna pray for him, because the man got issues because Kim is talking to Pete Davidson, which I don't know how Pete Davidson even got involved with Kim to start. I don't know where that came from, but whatever the case may be, definitely going to.
Maybe she likes him young.
Yeah, what?
Maybe she likes him young.
Possibly.
Wait a minute.
How old is Pete Davidson? I know Kim is like in the 40s.
Now. I think he's in his late 20s.
Oh gosh, but
he's like 27, 28.
Well, I'm gonna pray for Kanye, because again, he's got that issue going on.
He's 28.
Oh God.
And Kim is in her 40s.
Yes.
He looks like a dried up Johnny Knoxville.
I just personally feel like, okay.
Or Steve-O.
First and foremost, he probably shouldn't have brought it to low key. Parts of me is just like I feel bad for him, but then parts of me doesn't, because like I'm kind of with Kim on this one. Like, there's only so much a woman can take, especially if you're, as a man, you're not even willing to fix your bipolarism. Like, if you're not willing to fix any type of like mental capacity that you got going on, like, there's only so much I can do as a woman to help you out. But if you do not,
but my thing
is, if you don't pick yourself up by the bootstrap,
you realize this 4 kids later. 4 kids later.
4 kids later.
And I mean, look, and I don't want to sound like I'm passing judgment, but like, again, you knew something was up. And I mean, I get it. By maybe the 2nd kid, you were just like, okay, maybe we can sit down and get some help. But by that point, if you realize that there was no equal movement for help, you got to start delineating how you finna make your moves. And like, again, shaboing boing, a lot of dick riding came out of that marriage.
Well, nah, you speaking facts, man. As
and it really can't, like, I feel bad that Kanye chose now to be like, I want my wife back, because at that point
he wants access to his kids. That's
I think that is the main thing.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that he doesn't want access to Kim again, because I'm pretty sure that he does, but I think the main issue is that he does want access to his kids. It's just
because he said to Pete Davidson, and don't hold me to this quote, but something along the lines of, I'll never have you around my kids. And meanwhile,
he's around the kids.
Bing bong. Fuck your life.
Like, he's around the kids. Like, Kim said, who not? Who not finna? What?
Right.
Nah.
So
I just feel like really,
I'm sorry. There's a lot of comedic points in this.
there is a lot of comedic points, and let's talk about Kid Cudi. Talk about, boy, I don't give a damn about being on your damn album.
yeah, that's my next thing. I was just like, yo, where did this beef with Kim Cudi come from? Is it because he's friends with Pete Davidson and Billie Eilish? Like, why is he coming at Cudi?
I think he really wanted Cudi to be at his defense.
Mm. And Cudi was just like, keep me out of it.
Keep me out of it.
I'm staying in my lane. My name Bennett, and I ain't in it.
Right, and I to be honest, I kind of agree with Kid Cudi. Like, this ain't my mess, sir, and this is the shit that you created.
Look,
so you gonna have to fix it. Like, you gonna have.
Oh man, I'm on a roll. Kid Cudi already had too many days and nights to goddamn focus on to bring. I'm on a roll.
That's a good shot right there.
He's had too many days and nights. Didn't he lose his brother?
Yeah.
He also lost his brother. So it's just like, sir, Kanye, look, you could have kept that shit off the internet to begin with. Like, the thing is that you're an adult, and honestly, you posting the stuff on Instagram, posting the stuff on social media, sounds like this is it.
It's a cry for help.
It's a cry. It's a cry for help. It is a cry for some serious help.
But what he doesn't realize is he's also burning bridges that were probably first and foremost the main ones that could have helped him, i.e., Hove.
Oh man.
And Hove stays helping his niggas out. Like, he stays
From the NFL to the NBA to
across the board. He stays helping his
the
people
industry,
out.
bro,
Okay.
like, if you wanted help from anybody, your first person to get help from would have been Hove. Mm-hmm. But you had to go in and drop, bro.
Would have been from Jay-Z. It would have been from the man himself.
And then you try to reconcile with Drake, but I don't even think that was truly heartfelt.
I honestly don't even. I think that whole thing was kind of, I don't want to say fabricated, but it didn't make sense from either side, because truth be told, Drake's issue is with Pusha T, and then he wants to throw Kanye in, and Kanye was like, bro, I had nothing to do with that. So I can understand why, they were kind of bumping heads, because I think Drake assumed that, Kanye was letting this happen, and Kanye tried to take the approach of, my name is Bennett and I'm not in it, just to turn around and cycle around, and now he's got these issues where
that's the whole issue. It's just like, Kanye he'll stay his peace. Like, even if he's not in the mix, he'll stay his peace, but then go ahead and then do some petty shit to just prove to make him look guilty. Like, sometimes one thing I've always been told is that less is more.
Yeah.
Less is more. Like, you ain't gotta do all the extra shit just to get your point across. Sometimes less is more, and the more you do less, the more power you got. Like,
Kiss, keep it simple, stupid.
Yes.
keep it simple,
Yes.
stupid. Like, do you think that Omarion was doing all this?
Probably behind the.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he was keeping his composure. I'm pretty sure Mario was keeping his composure when he found out his fucking baby mom was fucking on his bandmate. But fucking on his bandmate. You think that was? You could have kept it cool. You could have kept it player. But no, you want to be all this rah rah.
I gotta stay off of TikTok.
Oh my God. Like, you look on Raw all the time, and Kim is like, baby, keep playing with me and you will never see these children again.
Man, I'm hoping that Kanye can get his ish together,
And
man.
if
And
she
I hope
do
that,
Because
she's
already
Kanye
claimed
can come
herself
around
as a
and be
lawyer.
like, baby mama ain't. Let me see what's up.
Okay? She's already coming
on.
out as a lawyer. She got connects. She already changing her name back to the Kardashian. Not Kardashian West.
She knew that. He knew that shit was coming, bro. Like,
The fact that
again, the
fetishization.
Yes.
Yeah.
what is
Our
what,
people. Think about it. She used going into jails and getting people out of jail as a platform. How long has that been going on? Is that still going on? Why isn't that still in the news? She done been with multiple NFL and NBA players. Not that matters.
That's Chloe. Chloe has been.
No, it's both of them.
It's both of them.
Both of them. It's
Reggie
both
Bush.
Hello. I ain't thinking about that. Yeah. What's Chris?
Chris Humphrey.
That's Chloe, but again, that's Tristan Thompson. You know what I'm saying? Like
Lamar.
Lamar Odom. Who was the other who was the other dude that I guess Kim was flirting with? We had said Chris Humphries, but no, it was Chris Humphries because she got married. She got married to him for like a hot second.
That was like not even 6 months.
Yeah.
72 days.
Yeah.
72 days.
Yeah. Well, either
So
way.
yeah, like I'm not gonna sit here and say defund the Kardashians, but goddamn, stop giving them the limelight.
This.
That needs to be the title. Defund. ...
This is like on like disclaimer. This is like literally no shade. This is just what we're seeing, like the whole perspective of what we're seeing.
Because I know we're not the only ones thinking about this. Like,
I know I know it's like, and I don't even like to pay attention to celebrities' business because I'm just like this.
It's not paying my bills.
This ain't paying my bills.
I try to stay out of it as much as possible.
I try to stay out of it. I just shake I look on Instagram and I just shake my head. I'm just like,
Yeah.
But like when it's being forced on to you by like multiple media outlets, it's just like
You gotta address it.
No matter where I go, I can't escape it. So,
Yep.
well, here we are.
Yep. So I mean, and it's part of the culture. Unfortunately, the Kardashians are ingrained in our culture, and as you said, defund ... So, in this case, Mr. West, please get the help that you need. That's all I'm saying. Please get the help that you need, so you can. Yeah, if you're serious about it, so that you can see your kids. Please get the help that you need.
And the thing is that the acts that are happening right now, like just look at the ages of the kids right now. Like y'all. They're gonna come. They're growing up with trauma. Off rip. They about to come up with trauma.
Was it now about 10-0 now?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that I think Kanye really had some validation in is the fact that his daughter had a TikTok and he, flipped his shit.
I do feel like that was valid.
Yeah.
I do feel like, okay, if North is not of age, then there's no reason why you need to be
on social media.
On social media. Hell, I didn't even get my first phone until I was in high school. So I didn't even get my first phone until I was in high school.
Yeah.
So just imagine a 13-year-old girl or a 10-year-old girl needing.
Yeah. I got my first cell phone at 13, but it was right before I turned 14, getting ready to go to high school.
Right.
So it's like, and then
we didn't get rollover minutes. It'd be waiting for Friday to hit like, hey, what's good?
Unlimited minutes. I was like, hey, because I know some people was like, call me after 9, but I'm like, hey, yo, call me after 7. My minutes is free after that. Go. 7 o'clock. I'm on my phone. Like, it was good, but.
Did you ever get the usage message? Like, you overused your message?
I used to turn my phone off and be like, you went over your minutes for the week, right?
What?
What do you mean? That's why I stayed on Wi-Fi.
I didn't get in trouble for minutes usage.
Wi-Fi.
I got in trouble because I kept buying daggone ringtones.
Oh, yeah.
I was sitting there like, man, I'm going to go and I'm going to get this ringtone. I'm going to go and get this ringtone. My brother used to look at me like, bro, how many ringtones did you just buy? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, bro, your bill is racking up right now.
Soulja Boy used to go crazy. Oh, man. Cat Daddy.
Soulja Boy.
Man, I had... any chance that I got to download a new ringtone, I would, man, because especially when I had a phone my first few years in high school, and Atlanta Snap music was like prevalent. Mm-hmm. I'm saying like the moment Lean With It, Rock With It came out on the radio, I'm like, download.
And I got put on to the bootleg shit quick. What is it? MP3.
Yeah.
My MP3.
Mm-hmm.
Had a phone right there to the mic. Doom doom doom. Doom doom boop. Cut it off. Go to the settings. Make ringtone. Do do do. Somebody call me. Doom, doom, doom.
Nah, I did that for right before you got to HU, bro. I did that for Money Trees for Kendrick.
Oh,
Kendrick
yeah.
Lamar. Like, I put that as part of my text. So anytime somebody texted me, somebody would be like, man, my nigga's trying to get it, yo, bitch. That was my text message ringtone every time. I'm like, oh, yep. So, yeah, man. But as you said, yeah, Kanye is valid in that situation because again, we did not. Some of us didn't get social media, though. Social media kind of debuted when I was 14, so some of us didn't have the social medias until we were 14 to 17. So no use or no real reason for she 10-year-old girl to have
Something
it
like that.
So
like let's be realistic. Like if you guys were to have children or especially a daughter, like would you be okay with her having social media at such a young age?
None of my children are having social media until they turn 13. That's just that was my thing.
I'm not gonna be strict on it. I'm just gonna have parental controls on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are some things.
There's gonna be some things that they cannot see, and I will sit down and have the conversation with them. Like, look,
there's a reason why you cannot see.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think there are certain apps that I don't know what apps are gonna happen in the future when I do have kids. There'll be certain apps that they'll be able to like go on. Like you'll be able to watch YouTube, but you won't be able to see certain content on YouTube until you get a certain age. And then like you want to watch a stream on Twitch, you can do that. That's cool. But apps like if Twitter is still around by the time I have kids, and if Twitter's still reckless as it is by the time I have kids, I'm gonna have
Twitter's
to be like,
always gonna be reckless.
Yeah.
It's gonna be reckless.
So
matter of fact, now that I think about it, I might need to go back and delete some tweets. Nah,
bruh,
by that time, those shit's gonna be archived.
Real archive, like
I'm like, I almost got over 100K tweets on my own personal profile. I ain't no way I'm gonna be able to search all of them and find out some of the reckless stuff that I said back in college. But
see, that's the thing. I'm rarely on Twitter like that, and I don't think I have any like real bad tweets that because I can literally go, like, I can scroll through my tweets and just be like, I can delete this.
I feel that. But I will say, like, my Facebook is clean. My Instagram is clean. All of my social media is clean except for Twitter. Twitter, I'm just, y'all know if y'all have paid attention to my Twitter, I'm just reckless and I don't give
reckless
no damn.
abandon.
Yeah. So,
but they say that's what that is for. Twitter is your real unadulterated self. Instagram is what you want people to see. Snapchat is what actually is going on. And then they said, Facebook is for like family and friends.
Yep.
But even Facebook.
I know people who got reckless on Facebook. I'm like, yeah.
Oh no, I know of several people who get Facebook.
Bruh, the Facebook jail, bro.
Who get reckless on Facebook, and I'm just like, my God.
Some of my Charleston friends and family like still get reckless on Facebook. I'm like, I'm good off that. Thanks, guys. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next subject. Speaking of social media, we got to talk about these leaks, man.
Woo!
Okay.
Y'all, revenge porn is actually a real thing. So, like,
yes,
y'all, that is a whole federal crime. So,
facts.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta be smart. If y'all got links and videos that you trying to expose, just understand, you will get caught.
That's
and
real.
You will go to jail for this.
Now,
you will go to jail for that.
In the case of Nelly and Lil Fizz, I think that they did that themselves. So, because I didn't hear any blowback from them. Apparently, they just went and posted it and knew what the fuck they were doing, apparently. But
that's really sad with Lil Fizz.
Lil Fizz.
Because I heard, I was looking at some of the remarks, and I'm just like, wow, is he really just out here just showing a shroom? Like,
hey, yo!
No comments over here.
Showing a shroom?
Facts!
He's really showing a shroom?
I'll probably put the Ayo there, but I mean,
that's on you. What
that
look like? I heard someone who's like, don't even waste your time, sweetie.
Ayo followed by crickets.
Yeah, I ain't gonna talk about whatever that man got. That ain't none of my business. I will.
That's between him and Jesus.
That's between him and Jesus. Listen.
And whoever he messing with. Good.
Even still, apparently the same thing was going on with Nelly. Apparently there were people who were like commenting on, his package size. Hey yo.
Hey yo.
But the thing about that is, and I have to comment because I did accidentally click on the video, bro, because I saw it trending on Twitter. I saw Nelly's name, so I was like, "Yo, why's Nelly trending?" I hit it and I saw the video, and I was like, "Hey, yo, what is going on? Yo, that is no, that is not okay." That is not okay. Shout out to the shorty that he was with, but that is not okay.
Gawking him down. Shorty was gawking
Rule
nigga
number
down.
one, if you gonna send the news or you gonna send the flick, don't put your face in it.
That was always rule number one. That was always rule number one.
Rule one. Rule number two.
Don't look in the camera.
Come on.
Don't look in
You
that
can do
damn.
everything except look in the camera.
Don't look in that damn camera.
And then number three, distort the audio or have some type of background. Don't just be like, yeah, baby, I love you.
Like, just,
Rule number 4, if you got tattoos or piercings, cover them up. Like, come on.
there was always a.
It's
Look,
just
there
free
was
game.
always. This was always very strategic. Okay. This is always a very strategic ordeal. But some nowadays, I feel like Cleveland just clearly don't give a fuck.
Clearly.
So.
Oh. Speaking of which, what is it with, I mean, I really don't want to ask this question, but like, the old adage, does size matter? Like, again, I get it, but I feel like,
Okay.
and again,
As a perspective, just from
Yes,
a just
you
from
take
a
this.
just from a woman's perspective, you know,
Please.
me being a woman, size, it matters, but then parts of it doesn't. Like and let's just be very. This is just from my perspective. How I see it is just like if you lacking down there, you gotta be proficient up here. The mouth gotta be proficient, right?
for sure.
If your mouth ain't proficient, then something gotta be down. Something gotta be up top. Something gotta be on deck.
But
down
from an anatomical perspective, you know what I'm saying? A woman's cervix is what?
It's
6
only
inches?
it's only
5 to 6 inches.
it's
something
only
like
4.
that?
It's actually I mean, granted, it stretches, but it only reaches about 4 to 5 inches.
Okay, and for those who actually know human anatomy,
it only-
average male size
Is
average
about 4 to
is
5.
4 to 5. Now, black men tend to be a little above average, just a little above.
A little bit above.
Yeah, but you know, some people, and I know, yeah, exactly. Hey yo, we got to throw that in there. But from what I understand is that a lot of the comments made on Nelly, it's like a lot of the girls were expecting him to be like an 8 or a 9 or a 10, which is way like that's not natural.
My
but-
thing is like
It was made to fit. Like,
yes.
from what I saw, that looked like it was made to fit. It looked like it was supposed to do what it was supposed to do. Like honestly, and personally for me, because my thing is just like if you're looking for that like 8 to 9 inch or like 9 to 10 inch, okay, cool. I hope you understand that you might not have nothing left. That you might not have nothing left, and I'm not sitting here saying that you need to go on the shorter end of the spectrum either. But find that happy medium, because
I'd
let's
be
be
scared
very
if I woke up with a goddamn monkey arm.
okay. Because if a man stood in front of me and he dropped his pants and I just saw a fucking trunk, I just saw a goddamn trunk in between his legs. Most definitely, I'm gonna ask where the fuck is that going. Definitely ask that. Okay, sir.
What the fuck am I gonna do with that?
I'm gonna be like, well, it's nice meeting you. It was great.
And on that note,
For some reason I got ill. Like for some reason I'm not feeling well.
I'ma just head
like,
out.
honestly, I really do feel like that whole 6 to kind of like 7, 8 range is actually just like perfect. It's honestly a perfect size. Like from the video, it looked like he had enough girth. Girl, listen. He looked like he can get some. He can at least. He looked like he could touch something. That's all you need. You need something to be touched, okay? Not ripped. So, not ripped, okay? You need something to be touched, okay? You don't need to be ripped.
You don't need to be goddamn dealing with Master Shredder and shit.
Master Shredder. And then you be waking up. Then you be wondering why you woke up hurting. Like why you what?
See your coworker with that stank walk at where you.
Lord, man. I had an ill-timed joke, but I'm not gonna say it because, or matter of fact, I might as well. Me and my homie Abe years ago, we talked about this shit and how people have like because of body shaming that unfortunately a lot of black women participate in our culture. That's something that needs to stop when it comes to males, because unfortunately we can only work with what God gave us unless we decide to get those porn enhancements that you see, which is not realistic.
Which has also
not realistic.
messed up a lot of the minds in this world when it comes to actually participating in sex.
Yeah.
Right. Because on one end of the spectrum it's like, okay, the men need to have this huge ass schlong. And then on the other half is like these women need to be Botoxed in plastic. Like
it's overall we just need to get out of the habit of body shaming in that kind of frame. But one of the jokes that we talked about, he was just like, man, one of these females that I talked to back in high school talk about something, she can't have it unless it's like 12 inches and shit. That's a ruler. And A was just sitting there like, yo, what the hell am I gonna do with 12 inches? Jump rope with that shit? It's like that's so you
that is a whole 12 inch.
Yeah.
Again,
I'm
gonna ask, where is that going?
Putting a sneaker in
Jesus
and so shit.
Christ.
It's like, yo, no.
Again,
yo,
where is that going, huh? There's only but so much. There's only but so much uterus that you got. Like
It's crazy. This is why we need to get out of the habit of again body shaming. But
get out of watching porn.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, I get it. It's
please.
a $1 billion industry, but God,
I mean, like if you're gonna watch some porn, take a couple notes. Don't think that's
you ain't gotta take the whole shebang. Like
you ain't gotta take
know
the
what
whole
I'm saying?
shebang. Just take a few. Like if you see something, just like I might just try that.
Or you know what I'm saying? That's
I might
cool.
just try that. But
You know what
other
I'm
than
saying?
that,
You wanna test out the stroke twister? You know what I'm saying?
a little
That's
stroke
cool.
twister. It's
You know what I'm
fine.
saying?
and
Meganese, you know, cool.
As I've said, get out of the body shaming. However, I mean, performance matters, so just be sure that you know what you're doing.
Okay,
That's
with the
all
size
that's
that
all
you
I'm
got.
saying.
Okay,
Yeah. Work with what you got. But
Hey,
work
man,
with
and-
what you got.
Fellas, don't be out here selling tickets to a show you know you can't goddamn perform at. Don't be talking about.
Listen.
Don't be talking about. Yeah, I got a Cox TV remote and you dealing with the goddamn Netflix changer. Come on now.
Okay.
Like these ladies will talk about you and call cap.
And call cap. And call cap.
And this is why I never brag, and this is why I never got no complaints, because I knew.
Okay, but I
exactly,
do
see,
want to
and that's
know.
the
I
thing.
do want to know because I mean I'm not going to try to get into too many details. How did y'all feel about the head that the shorty was getting as a male?
I haven't seen the video.
A lot of people said that her head game was subpar, and then there were some people who were saying that it was cool. Me personally, looking at it, I'm like, I don't expect that she was trying to like, give the Gok 5,000. At this point, she was just trying to like, do some sensual shit.
I'm just gonna say that ain't the goddamn grapefruit lady, so she need to go back to school.
Yeah, I'm thinking like maybe it was just one of those things where she just wanted to like. If I had to put it into perspective, her technique was more so just kissing the tip. At least from my view, it's like you're not doing.
She
what
not
you're supposed
she
to
not
do.
soul snatching. She just like I'ma just I'ma warm the car up before we take this drive type. That's
But don't
what
y'all?
that
Wouldn't
was.
y'all want to warm up the car on a female? Like,
Well, see, I just don't know the context of why she was performing it like that. I don't want to get into details of that because then it's like you didn't have to necessarily put that out.
Being lazy.
Yeah,
on
that's
me.
and in my view, it's like if you're gonna do something like that and put it out for the whole world to see,
what
then
you thought
need
she
to-
was gonna be like?
You need to be
You was really going that neck in, like, but you thought that she was really gonna throw that neck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
I mean, again, oral activities are for pleasure, and
Maybe
me
she was
speaking
just-
is me to a woman.
Maybe
like,
she wanted to caress.
for pleasure. Like that was mad sensual. Like that was just like I'm here.
and see, that's why I'm giving the benefit of the doubt because I'm like maybe she was just trying to be more sensual with it as opposed to doing some. Shit.
I think she
in my
probably got
opinion.
to there. I feel like she probably got there at the end.
Yeah, I'm hoping that she did, and they just decided not to put that out for the whole world to see. I'm just of the opinion of if you are going to put something out for the whole world to see, then, you know, go all in with that shit. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, to get out of the comedy part of this, we do got to talk about how my man's Isaiah Rashad got leaked.
Exposed.
Yeah, this man. First and foremost, I still support this man because y'all know that I've been listening to all of the TDE albums because we're getting ready to rank them soon, and obviously all of his albums, in my opinion, are you know, they bang, and they, you know, I will continuously play them. But my boy did get exposed. It's really kind of
the reason why nobody has really like taken a negative stance on it is because ain't nobody called Frank Ocean out for
I mean, and
Or Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah, we're in a society now where it's like, okay,
Who cares?
Who cares about this person with
Yeah,
sex
it's
life?
more acceptance over judgment now.
Yeah, and
It's more
and
acceptance over
in this
judgment
case,
now.
it's like, okay, so what if Isaiah is gay or bi? Because he has kids, obviously, but it's like, well, who cares if he's gay or bi, bro? Like, y'all shouldn't be exposing a man like this if you were trying to prove a point,
Why?
especially since
What
he be
is
minding his business most of the time.
What business is it of yours? Like, I'm really
It's
coming. Like,
nobody's.
it's
It's nobody's.
nobody's business.
That part.
Like, because my thing is that whoever exposed them, I'm pretty sure if they exposed you,
You be a salty cracker.
salty. And it ain't too fun when the cat got the gun. Like, so, you know, I definitely support Isaiah Rashad. I support him 100% because I'm just like, one, who the fuck cares, and two, it's just like that.
He's not gonna be the last artist.
He's
that
not gonna be
has,
the last
you know,
artist.
Been with the same sex or like, come on. Now.
He's not gonna be the last. He's not gonna be the last artist. He's not gonna be the first. So why everybody's doing all this hoopla about it?
My
Like,
thing is, we canceling or we this cancel culture that we have now aims their fury at the wrong shit.
right?
Joe Biden, get your shit together on your campaign.
My reparations.
I need my shit paid off.
My reparations. Where are they at?
Shit. With the Native Americans. Come on, let's get that together.
No,
Let's get the environment together.
That $1 billion that you just put
Tired
out
of
on
snow
for crack
and
pipes, like,
random
sir,
days.
like the whole council. Like, I definitely agree with you. Like,
Canceling the wrong shit.
y'all canceling the wrong shit. Like, y'all are canceling Isaiah Rashad for being himself.
Nobody really canceled it, but again, it's just like you do have those.
Y'all
people
just feel
who
like it was
mad
just more just
opinionated.
like, oh my god, like what? Okay, well,
Yeah.
what about it? Like,
And that's my exact opinion. When I saw, I didn't see the video, but like when I saw what they were talking about, and I did see like a screenshot, I was like, one, why are we exposing dude? Two, who gives a damn, bro? Like, let the man make his music in peace. On top of the fact that Isaiah Rashad has suffered from drug abuse and from depression throughout the time that he has, before the time that he was famous. This man has been dealing with these things for the longest. So the person who exposed him should know this by now, especially if you've listened to his music. You should know, man's been through some shit.
my only thing is that the person who shared it, what did you gain?
Not a damn thing.
What as the person who shared the video, what the hell did you gain?
I don't know.
You
what the
gained
purpose of that
nothing.
was.
Clout chasing,
Yeah.
man.
You still didn't even gain the clout, or you still didn't even gain nothing. You gained literally zip that, do that, like zilch. Like you gained nothing. Because at the end of it, everybody was on
Yeah.
Isaiah's team. Like, bitch, who are you to even be exposing anybody like that?
Yep.
Man, we got a long way to go to come from this clout chasing culture that we come from, because people will.
And I think it
literally
really
try to do
bothers.
anything.
And personally, I think for me, it really bothers me just because, like, we'll sit here and the moment we find out somebody's sexuality, we categorize them in that as their entire character. Like, oh, the moment we find out that somebody's bi, oh, we'll start it off with you're a bi, da 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 da. and then go into their
as a categorizing entity as opposed to that's what they identify as.
That's just what they identify as, and
but
that's
it's
just,
also on the same thing. Like instead of saying rappers are artists, stop calling them rappers. Same shit that's going on with Rihanna and ASAP. Multi-billionaire.
Rihanna,
okay,
let's
pregnant by rapper boyfriend. Like
boyfriend. No, he's he's a successful
artist.
musician. He's a successful artist. Rihanna is a successful entrepreneur.
You said it right the first time. Sexy artist.
Okay, yes, Miss Rihanna, Riri, the Island Ree. Okay,
I'm sorry.
She's been the creme de la creme. And let's be very clear. Rihanna said this on an interview with Oprah. She was just like, look, I got everything else. I just want you to make me happy. And I think ASAP, he makes her happy. He's footing the bill. Okay? he's taking care of that. He's like, I got this.
Clearly.
I got this. Okay?
He said, blankets? Oh, I got you.
10-4, I got it. Like, what?
Yeah. Yep. So
like we really put too much expectations on people's lives. Like, for what?
I don't know, man. People just want to, again, clout chase for no reason, and so in the hopes that they can get to the same status as the people that they're trying to expose. But in any case, if Zay ever turns on this podcast, just know that we support you, bro. We still listening to your music. We still going, we still gonna bang.
The house is burning. That was my project.
Yeah, absolutely not. And y'all know the Sun's Tirade is my favorite Zay project, and I love all three of his projects. But Sun's Tirade, it holds a special place in my heart because I actually went to a Zay concert.
And I'm pretty sure that shit was
when he was touring for that album.
Lit.
So
I know that. Yeah, I know it was lit.
I had fun. So definitely shout out to my mans. Please stop exposing folk out here, man. Like,
because
especially if they're not ready to come out or whatever, and even just in general, like, it's not cool.
That's a personal decision.
Yeah,
that is a very personal decision.
Because again, nobody can truly understand. Like, and I feel for those that are in the LGBTQ plus community, because like until they're actually comfortable enough with themselves to venture out, that's an inner battle within itself. So stop being shitholes, people.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
There's way too much stuff going on in the world to be worried about somebody's goddamn sexuality. Like,
come on, we are possibly on the brink of never being able to see our family again, and y'all worried about how somebody identifies sexually. Like, that's crazy.
My thing is shit.
Yep. So moving on, before we get into the Super Bowl and the halftime talk, because I was actually expecting this episode to be wrapped up, but we still talking, so we definitely got to keep going. But I'm gonna do a quick Black History segment or Black History highlight. This episode, and I should have done this at the first episode in February, but I am going to do this for the remainder of February. This Black History highlight is going to focus on Dr. Carter Godwin Woodson, or Carter G. Woodson. For those who don't know who Dr. Woodson was, Dr. Carter G. Woodson is an American historian, author, journalist, and the founder of the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, one of the first scholars to study the history of the African diaspora, including African American history. He was the founder of the Journal of Negro History in 1916, and one of two people to first get their PhD from Harvard. He was the second African American to achieve this goal after W.E.B. Du Bois. For those who don't know, of course, he taught at West Virginia Collegiate Institute, which is now known as West Virginia State University, and also taught at Howard University as well. The main thing that he is famous for, of course, is the implementation of the celebration of Negro History Week, which soon became known as Black History Month. That is our Black History segment of this week. If you haven't gotten a chance to look up Dr. Carter G. Woodson, I highly recommend that you do so, because without him and his dedication to study African American history and making sure that it was prevalent in the lives of Negroes everywhere, we would not have had a Black History Month. He is called the father of Black history for a reason. So definitely check him out if you haven't gotten the opportunity. Do some research. I'm pretty sure that you will be surprised at what you learn. So with that, moving on, we got to talk about the Super Bowl real quick. The game and the halftime. This will close out the episode here. So, as I predicted, Rams took home the Super Bowl.
By 3 points.
Yes, you did call it. You said either the Bengals was going to win by 2 touchdowns, and
they were up by 2 touchdowns at one point. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to put some parlay money on it. Let's see what happens. Rams by 3. And what happened?
Well,
they came back and sealed the deal, punched it. I was like, they took forever. And I will say that it sort of kind of was unfair at the fact that they kept drawing penalties at the 10 and 1 yard line. But, I mean, that's the game.
That's the game. And honestly, you can fault all of that on one person. Eli Apple. So, for context, if y'all have not been paying attention to Eli Apple, of course, Eli Apple is a defensive back of the Cincinnati Bengals. And he had been getting cooked all year by receivers. But he just had to start talking shit to Saints fans because, of course, he used to play for the Saints, and they don't like him. To Giants fans, same reason. And to Chiefs fans, especially talking shit to Tyreek Hill. And
so was he on everybody's buckets? He's like, I'm on your buckets, then I'm on your buckets, and definitely don't get fucked up. I'm on your buckets too.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. He was just like that. And he was talking cash shit to Tyreek Hill, like, hey, hit me up for Super Bowl tickets and shit like that. He said that on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, man. But here's the thing, like, Eli was getting burnt all year, not only by Tyreek Hill, but also other receivers as well. If I'm not mistaken, he got cooked by Odell Beckham Jr. before he got hurt.
Oh yeah, that was a ridiculous grab, and I like that fact that they did they photoshopped it so that it was the Lombardi Trophy being caught in the one-handed catch.
And then on top of that, he got cooked for the remainder of the game by the MVP of the Super Bowl, Cooper Kupp. So with that, man, the fact that he was getting cooked all game and then got cooked on the game-winning touchdown, obviously that has been framed and it's going to be made out of a meme.
That was funny. Somebody was like, I think you said it was like Candy Apple, Eli Apple.
Yep. Somebody also said, my boy Leak from Worst Generation Body said Apple Jacks, Eli Apple. Yeah, we was just saying all kinds of things like different apples are better than Eli Apple because he was just getting burnt the entire time, bro. Boy was getting cooked up and down, not only by fans but by NFL players as well, because one of the receivers from the Chiefs, Miko Hardman, he said, "It's cool, big bro. You might get one of these rings one day, but in the meantime, just go get better at your craft."
Yeah, ha. He said, "Look,
if that ain't the alcohol to the fresh lineup, boy."
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I think Tyreek Hill just said got him when he got burnt on that
Emotional
damage.
TikTok is forever great for that
one. I'm trying to think what else was said to him. I'm trying to think who else. Tyreek Hill just said got him when he got burnt on that last play. Yeah, my boy, Eli, son, just stop. I mean, it's cool when you like on the field talking shit, but stop talking like cash shit, bro. Like, you need to chill
talk
with that.
your shit, but foot the bill
Foot
too.
the bill. I'm saying, like, if you gonna talk shit, be about it.
Be about that shit. Exactly.
What they say? Don't talk no shit. Won't be no shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Roughly,
And
or something like that.
Yeah, but Buddy was getting flamed. So,
but shout out to Cooper Kupp. He had like 5 or 6 completions consecutively for that final drive.
yeah. And
the final punch to win the game. So like, for sure, that's mad kudos to you, brother.
Yeah, man. And Matthew Stafford, obviously. Matthew Stafford had a great first quarter.
He was looking very Detroitish after halftime.
Yeah, very.
But it was some plays that were very questionable after halftime. The Bengals, was it second touchdown?
Yeah, the T. Higgins touchdown where he got away with the
face mask.
Yeah, face mask and offensive pass interference. And Jalen was like, yo, what's going on? But he got away with it. So,
but it took them a minute to recover from that. Like, it was like after that was 2 consecutive plays, they were shook. And I was just like, well, that's the game, folks. And they had went up by 2 touchdowns.
Yep,
and
then, the Rams defense responded, bro. They was like, you know what, we not going out like that. So Aaron Donald, he started like really putting pressure on, and they started coming with overload blitzes instead of just sending 4. They started sending 5. And
but Von Miller,
that
Miller came in
the whole game of Joe Burrow because he was dealing with those front 4 and with Aaron Donald. But then when they started bringing 5, it was like, oh.
I think they said it was number 54. I don't remember the dude's name, but yeah, whenever he was on the 4-man lineup and they showed 5, they were blitzing, and sure enough.
Yep, and I think they sacked Joe Burrow like 4 or 5 times, which you really can't win a game like that. And I'm surprised that he won against the Chiefs because he got sacked like what? No, not the Chiefs. Was it the Titans that they played? Where he got sacked 9 times.
Yeah, they said he got nine times.
9 times and won the game, and got sacked by the Chiefs 3 times and won the game. But yeah, you really can't win a game like that. But he somehow got lucky. But I'm gonna say it like this, man. Joe did not have a bad game until it got close to the very end. So with that, if he can just get another solid offensive lineman, he'll be straight. At least
and maybe one more key target.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you got T. Higgins, you got Tyler Boyd, you got Jamar Chase. Man, he's got weapons. And you got Joe Mixon on the ground. You got weapons, but you just give him one more weapon and a more solid offensive line. The Bengals, as much as I hate to say it as a Steelers fan, the Bengals are in the conversation. So,
I'm not jacking nobody except my Cowboys, and we already know what that whole situation is. Revamp that revamp.
Well, this was a very entertaining NFL playoff season because outside of not the play-ins, dang, I'm thinking basketball already. Outside of the wild card games, the divisional rounds, the AFC and NFC championship, and the Super Bowl all came down to the wire. That's the kind of football that you want to enjoy.
A lot of last minute field goals, defensive plays, making the end all be all. Like, I like seasons like that. I don't like just one team dump. And you know how I'm about to talk about it. And I hope he is retiring because Jesus Christ, I want to see some other folks get up in the limelight.
You must be talking about number 12, that guy.
Deflategate, yeah.
I think he's done for good because he did finally come out and say that he was, sitting down. So I do want to see, some other guys, and he's really the last of the old guard, if I'm not mistaken. So you really got, maybe Aaron Rodgers is kind of like in that middle pocket there.
Yeah, the man of the year for what was it, Rams?
Oh, you talking about the Walter Payton?
Him.
He's Whitworth.
He's one of the oldest players in the NFL or something like that.
Yeah, I think he is the oldest player now that Brady sat down.
Yeah. So, and they said they didn't know if he was going to continue to be the footholder of that streak. So, we'll see next season. I think he's going to sit it on down.
Hey, shoot. Aaron Donald was talking about sitting it down, man. Like, I
don't blame him. He 8-time MVP or Pro Bowl.
Yeah, 8-time Pro Bowler, a couple of the defensive players of the years. Finally got that ring, man, and he's 30. So, I mean, this would probably be a good time to, just sit down. Like, hey, what are we,
being a lineman, man, that's taxing on the body, like
Yeah.
knees, feet, ankles,
Body just in shambles.
hands. Right, wake up every day like, oh, my neck, my back, my neck, and my back.
I mean, he got the ring to prove it though, so you don't gotta ask for $100,000. You like, bro, you earned your millions.
Facts.
So, damn, man, definitely shout out to the Los Angeles Rams for winning Super Bowl 56. Shout out to Odell Beckham Jr. for
His first.
getting that first Super Bowl after the Browns literally gave up on this man.
After the Giants gave up on him.
Giants too, man.
I thought he got one. No, they got it before he got there, right?
Yeah. The Giants had won a Super Bowl long before he got
I heard
there.
he was crying.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
He was already in shambles because of the whole injury, and like you make it to the Super Bowl and you get hurt. It's like that's
But you
the,
still made it.
he-
the
Yeah.
worst. But that's the worst time to
get hurt.
Get
bro.
hurt.
Got hurt in the Super Bowl after he made a spectacular touchdown catch. Ended up getting hurt. Then thank God it came full circle and he ended up winning. Man, that man was probably crying because he's hurt, but also crying tears of joy because he's just like I still contributed to the win despite not being able to play the entire game. So,
I wonder if he's getting any more money now that he got his salary in Bitcoin.
that's a good question.
Time is only telling.
QTNA.
That is a
Time is only telling.
good question.
That's very good.
To take away from the game, let's actually talk about this halftime.
The halftime.
The halftime was
show.
probably
the
one
best
of
halftime show I've seen.
Yeah, if not the best, definitely one of the best.
Definitely.
Especially
I got
because
mixed feelings about it.
Uh-oh.
So like, for the culture, yes, I agree with you all both. But what it took in order for there to even be a halftime performance of that nature just goes back to the monetization of our culture. Reading all the comments after the fact, they said that the performers weren't allowed to kneel, so to be able to show a form of protest. I get it. It's the NFL, but in a big picture limelight like that, it should be a freedom to be creative however you see fit. They told Snoop that he couldn't be a Crip on national television.
But
and,
was the only... Listen, Snoop is the only one who can actively throw up some gang signs and everybody be okay with it. Like, everybody...
Not only that, then you have...
and then Crip Walk... I love that his entire
the
performance.
gentrification of the Crip Walk now. Like, 8 counting... Like, I get it. Like, put on for your city, put on for your set, boom. But, like, I'm not going to sit here and say that we should gatekeep, gangbanging, but there should also be knowledge before, there's said actions moving forward. Because I would hate to see Lil Johnny go up the street and start, hey, see what they did at the Super Bowl, and be like, yo.
That ain't it.
where you from?
Where you from, huh?
We ain't doing none of that.
Like,
You know
we
what I'm
ain't
saying?
doing none of exactly.
All the way down to, Eminem kneeling. And I get it. A lot of people thought that he was paying homage to Dre, but he was slick doing a protest. And I mean, I get it. Like, you
Let me tell you something. Eminem
are using...
Eminem don't go by rules. So he's never been a rule type of person. So the NFL just trying to say telling Eminem don't kneel was it's like counterproductive because that
But
man
a lot
was
of it was the NFL trying to tell these artists
how to
be their artists.
be in their
Talking
own
about, they can't grab their crotch and they no obscene. Like, bro,
especially if
all of their catalog minus
it's about gangbanging.
Mary J.
It's about Mary J. gangbanging and fucking bitches. So like,
Come on, like
let's talk about it.
you got 50
you
Cent come
knew.
out hanging upside down.
You knew
If
who he
anybody
was
seen
dealing
that
with.
video, you know what he was talking about.
Right. You knew who he was dealing with when first with the whole lineup. I was just like, I know for a fact that the NFL did not have this as a lineup, but they did anyways.
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre.
Which that was a
NW
string pulled from Hove. Because, again, back to the beginning of the conversation, strings have been made.
And
in
Jay-Z
accordance.
and B was there?
Yeah, they were
make sure
definitely
that
in the
happened.
audience. Definitely in the crowd.
So you got Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige.
Mm-hmm.
Former owner of or was he owner of NWA or just
No, he was a member of NWA.
Member, okay.
If you're talking about Dre, yeah, he was a member of NWA.
Member, but he wasn't. I'm thinking of Suge for.
Oh, you're thinking
Snoop
of
Dogg, they're now owner of Death Row.
Yeah, he's
Correct.
now the owner of
you're
Death Row.
thinking of Suge Knight. But and talk about a career come full circle because
I think that's absolutely.
yeah, because Death Row literally, Suge literally was trying to it was pretty much and was trying to get this man killed. Yeah. And Master P came and saved him. If you know that story,
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Bought out his contract and made sure that Snoop got into a safe space, and now this man owns Death Row Records.
I think that is
That's the ultimate get back.
That
Yes,
is the
ultimate get back.
That is the ultimate get back.
So
Eminem, Kendrick, and then you have
Kendrick snapped on his
guest
performance
by
Kendrick
50
snapped.
Cent. Like, it doesn't get no better than that.
The moment I saw Kendrick, I was just like, bruh. It was just so magical for me.
And it was funny
It's just so magical for me because I'm just like, bro.
Performed all right. It was like telling the fans, like, you ain't got no new music. We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. I was just like, I was sitting there rapping that joint in front of my mom. My mom looked at me like, what is he saying? I was just like, it's okay, mama. It's not
okay.
for you.
It's not meant for you.
Honestly, my mom actually went and looked up the lyrics because I actually put her on to Kendrick, so she was just like, Kendrick got some heavy lyrics. I'm surprised that that his time was so short on that performance. I'm like, mama, it's
His
like 6
energy
different
is
artists. They gotta fit it all in.
His energy is
Oh
crazy.
yeah, his performance energy.
I know
like,
for seeing that man live. Whew, I know that. Oh, I know that.
Look,
Stupid. I know his
told
concert
y'all,
was
the first time I
crazy.
saw him live was right before Good Kid, Mad City dropped when he was doing the BET Music Matters tour.
Mm-hmm.
And he popped over to Norva. This was back in 2012, like a month before Good Kid dropped. And when I saw like how he actually performed, when he was performing songs from Section 80 and songs that might have not made his other tapes and whatnot,
Oh, I know.
I was like, yo, this dude is a performer, bro. Like,
Right.
he's not just sitting here just rapping. This man is literally getting
Storytelling.
hype
Yeah.
and getting energy and like laying on the floor talking about his story and shit like that. Like, yo, dude, I knew right then and there. I'm like, yo, watch him. I knew beforehand when I heard his previous stuff, but I was like, yo, when this album dropped, bro. But I did not expect the level of greatness to happen when it did drop. I was just expecting maybe a medium rise. Like,
Yo,
okay, he's going
not gonna fall off.
Yeah, but I was thinking it was gonna be something more like I don't want to say a Meek Mill level of fame, but I thought it was gonna be something like that because I didn't think people would get hip to Kendrick's storytelling and his lyrics. I was glad I was wrong. Ooh, I was glad I was wrong because
I was really excited. I mean,
when Good
literally
Kid
out of
dropped,
all of them.
Good Kid, Mad City has helped me through a lot of stuff.
son. When I tell and for those who paid attention to my tweets, the first time I listened to that album when it dropped, I literally sat in silence for 10 minutes. I was literally just like, what did I just listen to?
Because it's heavy.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit.
It's heavy, but like it's not the type of heavy where like you're like, damn, like what the fuck going on with me? It's like making you think like, how can I go out here and be the next Malcolm X and protest and be acting for my people type deep, And so like the way he was thinking outside of the box with his performance, and that's what I can. Literally, they had a box. And he stepped through the box. I'm like,
He stepped through the box.
Nobody
Exactly.
caught that, but those that know that know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think I literally out of like all of the performances, Kendrick was my favorite. Kendrick was my favorite. Of course, Dre doing his songs was good. I definitely did appreciate Eminem.
Pac is always alive. With,
Pac is always.
With Dre.
Yeah, he definitely, when he played I Ain't Mad At You, I was like, ooh, definitely paid homage.
And I may have to just go back and look at it again because I didn't even
definitely do
peep. I thought he was doing something else.
And shout out to Anderson .Paak
Oh yeah.
on the drums.
Yes, I saw
love
him.
that
He was
cameo
going
there.
off. He
That
was really
was.
going off
Hey,
on them drums.
he was in his
bad.
pocket.
Okay, that nigga was in his
pocket.
pocket. Okay, like yeah. If anybody should have been drumming for him, yeah, It should have been.
Yeah,
Pop.
I'm glad that
been Anderson.
they included
It should have
him
been
because
Anderson.
It would have been crazy if Silk Sonic was in that cameo. You know, had Bruno out there on guitar.
that would have been nice. That would have been sweet. But I'm glad that Anderson was included in that.
I wonder how he pulled that off.
I think they know just how talented of a drummer he is. I mean, they know just his music, his acumen, because they know he's a good singer. They know that he's a good rapper, and they know he's a good drummer. So I'm pretty sure they was like, yo, let's bring him in as part of the band because he's gonna kick it.
I think that was like it was good.
That was like the icing on the cake.
It really was.
Because I remember the first time I saw him, it was BET Awards when he was on that again, Music Matters, when they were highlighting at the time newer artists, and he was on there. But he came in and he started rapping, and he got on the drums and started rapping. I'm like, yo, do you know how much focus you have to be able to rap and play drums? Like, forget hand-eye coordination. That's a lot. That takes a lot of mental fortitude to be able to do that.
Right and left.
Right and left, and a lot of mental power.
And then let's get into Miss Mary.
Miss Mary. Yes. Okay, look, I've seen. I
knew she was
Queen.
She was thick to the I want all of it.
Miss Queen, Miss Mary, DJ Blige. Okay, I've seen her in concert, like actual, like I saw her at the Essence Fest. That was just a cute little snippet. That was just a cute little snippet of what she's actually capable of doing. Like her, she know. We'll take you to church and everything. Okay, we'll take you to church and everything. In thigh highs, okay. We'll do her little dance and her thigh highs and everything.
Bro, she's making 50 look like.
Let's be very clear. A lot of our the little heartthrobs, the women, every single one of them look like are in their 50s, but they look like they're in their 40s and 30s.
Shanti is No, she's like 40,
41, I believe.
42, yeah. When they did the verses between Joe and Ja.
I swear to God, I would have thought she was in her 30s, like late 30s. Mid 30s.
She
got a
nice
now. 20 piece on this. I remember I was 10 years old, like, hey, that's going to be my wife.
And then you found out her age. Then you found out her age.
I mean, age ain't nothing but a number. But with that being said, if I ever, am graced with the opportunity.
Hey, look. Y'all already know my steez. I'm just going to throw it out there to be, because again, I said this on a previous episode, but I still Nia Long and Lisa Bonet.
Lisa Bonet.
Come on.
She's a catcher.
Ain't she divorcing old boy?
Yeah, she divorced Jason Momoa. They split.
My husband.
But
my man. My man.
That's neither here nor there. Miss Lisa. How you doing? I'm ready for the rest of this too.
But then her daughter looks exactly.
Oh no,
like
Zoe. Hey, look.
It's actually kind of scary.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Like,
very.
She smooth cloned her.
And I don't know, because I know Zoe was in a marriage that she's divorced from too. So I'm like, Zoe, ma'am, I might have to come holler at you after this Batman film. See how that go. We gonna see.
And she's playing Catwoman. So
yes,
I definitely have to go see that.
We gonna see, man.
J-Lo was looking good. You know what I'm saying? When they flashed on the screen. So I'm just like, yo, what is this? What's in the pocket of youth besides money? Like, besides money, like, cause I want to know. I want to look like I'm 25 when I'm 50, going on 60. I'm
saying I at least still want to look like I'm in like 35, 40 by the time I'm 50, 60. That's all I'm saying.
I'm trying to keep my youth as long as possible. Baby face.
I feel it, bro. Well, that's all the topics that I had for today. We definitely had a good conversation, a very funny conversation, with all the conspiracy theories and of course all the defund language that we talking about. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna call this episode defund as you suggested, defund ... and some Super Bowl talk. With that, any black businesses that y'all want to highlight that's outside of the list that I have that I'm getting ready to run down?
Run it.
All right, let me go ahead and pull this list up. You already know what the deal is. Nope, that is not the right one. Here we go. All right, so first we got to start out with the Black Podcast shout-out. So, as always, Mic Check, Waifu, Worst Generation Podcast, and the Blandame Podcast. Please be sure that you tune into those three podcasts. I, myself, am a Patreon subscriber to those three podcasts. For your anime consumption, please check out all three of these anime podcasts. You can also check out Analytical, where things get critical. Shout out to all 59 of y'all, because it's a gang of y'all that made this podcast, so shout out to y'all. Shout out to Alt Arc, if Moody Senpai, and definitely check out Senpai Saturdays whenever you get the opportunity to on Twitter Spaces, because she really be talking about some stuff. You can check out Analytical either on all streaming platforms, or you can check them out on Clubhouse every Tuesday for Hot Take Tuesdays. Shout out to Dad Needs to Talk with Rob, aka the father of Vash. Definitely shout out to him. He's always putting on, always making sure that he supports the podcast community around us, so definitely check him out as well. Shout out to the Truth and Transparency Podcast, my boy, Brother X, and the Culture Scientist, and Mr. Smith. Definitely enjoyed y'all. We're going to have y'all again soon. Shout out to Inside the Mind of a Blurred, all 10 of y'all. The Session with Jay and Trey, and Brutal Honesty with K. Renee, aka Sedona Rose. Please be sure that you check out her podcast, and please be sure that you check out her books that are now available on Amazon Kindle. As far as our content creators, once again, shout out to Black Anime and HBCU Anime. Also, shout out to Sundari. Please be sure that you check out these YouTube content creators. Check them out on their YouTube pages. Check them out. Give them some love. Show them some support. Shout out to Kiana, a.k.a. The Geechee Gamer. Please be sure that you stream her on Twitch and follow her on Twitter at The Geechee Gamer. And shout out to my boy Calvin, the creator of Icarus Metro Comics. If you haven't checked out the episode with Calvin, please be sure that you do. He is a fellow Hamptonian. For the Black Business shout-outs, you've already heard me shout out Cream Cosmetics with Naima. Please be sure that you check that out. Her pop-up shop is coming on February 26th. MLH Boutique off Big Bethel. If you are in the 757 area, please be sure that you pop up to that brunch spot. There will be food, drink available, and of course, if you have your own business that you want to promote at MLH Boutique during this pop-up brunch, it is a $65 vendor fee. So shout out to her. Shout out to Already Paid, my boy Dre. Definitely shout out to Mind Over Money with Miss Tremaine. Studio Maho, my boys Pat and Allende. Goodness gracious, I'm talking too much. Shout out to Concept Moon with Strange Keith, She Designs too, my girl Erin, and of course Black Magique, aka Lit Wands by my homie Lauren. Also shout out once again to Naturally Bodied by Jada. Please be sure that you check all of those black businesses out. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. So be sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. You can follow us on Facebook at Chaotic Culture Podcast. Be sure that you give us a like and a follow. You can also follow us on Twitter at Chaotic_Culture and on Instagram at Chaotic Culture Pod. You can follow me, Cat the Pro. That's K3D the Pro on all social media. You can follow Miss Nasa on all social media at _Call Me Nasa. And you can follow Law on Instagram at L.JR_96 and on Twitter at Law96_. Please be sure that you subscribe to our Patreon account. That is patreon.com/Chaotic Culture Pod. And you can subscribe and be a patron at any of the 4 levels. It does not matter which one. We appreciate your support. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. Until next time, folks, remember, embrace the culture. Chaos rules. Be blessed. Be safe. God is love. Deuces.
Look, it's chaos in these streets, so let's talk about it, please. Let's hold some conversation. You see where I'm coming from. Yes, it's so amazing. Go ahead, get comfortable. You can grab a seat, take a load off your feet. Yeah, welcome to the table. We don't tell no lies over here. This ain't no fable. We just live our lives over here. We ain't no angels. We just shine our light over here. We got the power. We just showing love over here. Cause everybody needs some, yeah. And we don't need a